Wow. Wasn't expecting that, Mark.
Absolutely nailed it as well. First ball was a rather upright and stiff looking forward defensive stroke. That was
You certainly wouldn't expect the batting performance like they put out in the first.
Yeah, I mean, there was cricketing logic in playing two spinners here. I mean, I think if you dive into the numbers here, you get more turn and perhaps more bounce here for the spinners. But that doesn't necessarily translate into more wickets. And you've got one of our boffins working on that right now. But you could kind of understand, but of course when you do that and you win the toss and you bat first, you've got to give them something to bowl at. You've got to be looking to make 300 as much as it did. We weren't. I don't think England were. You get bowled out for 150, you're in trouble, and then you get the opportunity with the ball reverse swinging with the lead only 60 and you let it pass you by. So one decision or one mistake sort of then compounds the next one. And then you look backwards with the benefit of hindsight and it makes everything you've done look ridiculous. Well, it wasn't necessarily the case at the time.
I'll tell you what it is, it's a real test for Dean Elgar, isn't it, as a captain, because he's coming to this test match with a game plan. He didn't throw it away, you know, within the first 5 or so overs because it hasn't worked. You want to give it, basically be taken away by Ben Stokes and now Ben Foakes. So now he has to figure out how he can try and wrestle things back. Oh, and that's just clipped him a little bit. That's not going to tickle.
Oh, that was nasty. And he played it really well in the end, Ollie Robinson. He's a big, tall guy. And he's not renowned for his batting skill, and that could have been very unpleasant indeed. Superb bumper right on the button.
Well, he's done really well. I thought it grazed his left chest as it went through, but he's managed to evade that matrix style. Wider in, and a very solid shot indeed from Ollie Robinson. 362 for 7. I wonder what the decision-making process was when you went into the hire shop.
Paddington and, well, we think it's the Queen. She's got a huge stash of marmalade sandwiches around there somewhere.
Maharaj back into the attack. Folks has been brilliant against spin, as he usually is.
So Benedict is just informing me about a former chairman of selectors for England by the name of Freddie Brown, who was born in Peru, there's the link, who in 1953 recalled himself to captain England. Against Australia in the Ashes.
Do they want the single? They do. So let me get this right in terms of good governance within an organisation. The selector selects themselves to then go and play Australia in the Ashes.
I think that's about the size of it, yeah. They did win the series. Okay, so he didn't captain in that particular series. He played in it, yeah.
But he did play?
He did play.
Okay. Well, I'm just off the board of Cricket Australia, so I might become a selector for Australia.
So do you fancy a go?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes, there is. So some handy footwork across the ground. It's Sapambla who did the misfield and then tidied things up.
A damaged finger. Made up for it. Saved the run. Probably should have stopped it in the first place.
Surely equally as exotic, Peru and Barnstable.
Just as indecipherable.
$366 for 7. First issue for South Africa after winning the toss was just putting on 151, 3 apiece to the stalwarts in Anderson and Broad. And then in reply, 366 with a lead of 215. And McNaughey with 3 for to his name, Rabada with 2, and just 1 between the 2 spinners picked for this test match. Up and over. Well, he ducked the first one that came through. Chest tight did Robinson, and his adjustment as well.
Up and over, yeah, it's a finer edge than he was after. That was the area he was looking for.
Well, that's well.
Played this really well.
The exceptionally long tail, we're expecting to roll through them very quickly. That's what Ollie Robinson's now attempting to prove with the bat. First time in a while he's got his feet a little bit mixed up there, folks. Trying to hit on the move.
Yeah, it's a good... that sort of area again where the ball might start to reverse. I think this just moves towards the shiny side. I'm not sure if it's regular or reverse swing. How many overs we have with a new ball? That's 17.5, so we're probably in that.
Seven down, 373 on the board.
Our very own Mike Atherton never made a Test match 100 at Lords, so his name's not up there on the board. I think he was run out for 99. At Lords by Mike Gatting.
Career so far, I think it's going to end up a long one. He's had 5 dismissals in the 90s.
Well, unsurprisingly, Dravid and Tendulkar at the top of the list. Slater third. 10 apiece for Rahul and Sachin. Steve Waugh with 10 as well. 3 of them.
Well, you'd take 10 in the 90s if you'd hit the hundreds that all 3 of those players did.
Yeah. Alvin Kallicharran's up there on 8.
Picked up very nicely indeed. Has clipped it through the ground. On the ground for the majority of his innings. He gets into the 90s and he says, no, let's put a little bit of flamboyance into the innings.
showed something to the
And saw Ben Folks do it and thought, oh, I like that. But didn't quite find the middle of the bat. Happy with 2 though. 99 overs gone, 381 for 7.
I believe it.
Flamboyance. Scampers through very, very quickly. There's been a lovely little hum right across the ground here at Old Trafford today.
Yeah, that one.
The timing. Don't bother running.
Fine shot. No matter who plays it, no matter what number you walk out to the crease at. Just good sideways on position, just laid the bat on it really, allowed the ball to come. No matter who plays it, no matter what number you walk out to the crease at. Just good sideways on position. You walk out to the crease at. Just good sideways on position.
There's been a lovely little hum right across the ground here at Old full toss at that height, you've missed your length by numerous metres. Today, it certainly wasn't a big one like the Headingley one that people are going to automatically remember, but it's got to be up there.
Well, it was similar in that he took his time, didn't he? He kind of made some gentle criticism of his dismissals over the course of the summer, and basically saying it was, a waste for a player as good as him to give his wicket away as easily as he has done over the course of the summer. But today, perhaps sensing the occasion, 1-0 down in the series, England just edging ahead in the game when he came to the crease. He knew that the game was on the line, so he played himself in, got the measure of things, saw off the main threat. Really fine innings, excellent captain's innings. Fly slip goes in now.
Gives him the nice time. A full toss right on the hip. And you get a full toss at that height, you've missed your length by numerous metres.
Desperately want to hit that as well. Had rather a nasty dent in the thigh pad and whatever's behind it. Well, thigh, I suppose.
Is he going to attempt to bring this fly slip into play now? Full-length delivery for the first. I'll go with the uppercut if he gives him a short one. Certainly no slouch with the bat, Ollie Robinson. Sends a message, doesn't it? To youngsters coming through the game, don't just have one skill set. Gates, the last ball there from Nokia's over. 388 for 7. Looks like drinks.
In 45 seconds at getjerry.com.
And this year, there's also women's games.
That is magnificent.
CPL will be bigger, better, and louder than ever. With more sixes, more entertainment, and more of the world's best players.
That is simply sensational. Oh, yes.
Get your tickets now at cplc20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Powerful, it's fast, it's my type of cricket. Bring it on!
The 60 is exciting. It sounds like boom blast.
It's going to be a game full of strategy. Pollard, fast-paced, various, action-packed. Bring your A game. I'll be waiting.
I cannot wait for it to start.
Are you ready for the 60?
Live and exclusive on Willow. Presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
South African bowlers. And the only time he messed it up was when he was eventually out for 103. Slightly bizarre way to get to 100 off the boot of the bowler. An emotional time as he looked to the heavens. We'll take the accolades for his personal achievement, but it's the position that he's put his team in that will please him most. True captain's knock, Sanger.
More true leaders knock, I think. He's inspired his side in more ways than one, with his rhetoric, with his attitude, with his performance. And even now, I think he's looking ahead to the next innings. I'm sure he's not talking about batting to Stuart Broad. He came in when England were in a precarious position, the match evenly poised, and he just took it away from them. Kudos to Ben Foakes as well.
Well, quite. England's lead is now up to 237. Ben Foakes has inched his way closer to what would be his second Test match 100. It would be his first at home. First one, of course, you'll remember, Kumar.
In goal, in Sri Lanka, the hardest place to bat. Wadi, you know you've got a good player and he scores runs in goal.
It's very hot, mate. Yeah, it's very hot, the conditions. Right, 97. 388 for 7, and the lead is 237. Question some of Dean Elgar's tactics, certainly after the lunch break, but Stokes and Foakes have been wonderful.
No matter which way you try to skin it, you have to give credit to the quality of that partnership. The two innings contrasting, both equal, 25-25 at 50-run partnership, and then Stokes pulled away. Foakes played well with him.
South Africa here can just play on the personal milestone. It'll be in the back of his mind. He'll try and push it aside and look for the team, but it's got to be there. Good from Maharaj.
Push mid-off back a little bit, trying to stop Foakes from getting to the 100 with a boundary. Mid-on back pedals as well, a little bit deeper.
To 98. Ollie Robinson has looked the part too with about a couple of boundaries, one sumptuous shot through the offside. He's made 17, a valuable little contribution in this partnership of 28. For 7. 238 in front on this pitch, significant.
Absolutely. In the morning I was thinking .150 to 160 in front, it would be, good enough for England to try and eke out a win, but this has been just a dominant display after lunch. Now the bite in the pitch seems to have lessened. The bowling attack, the pace seems to have dropped a bit.
Well, the significant partnership obviously was between Stokes and Folkes, but the 91 between Bairstow and Crawley, which spanned day one and into day two. Start his 20th, a couple of slips and a gully. 98 for Folkes. Hushed around Old Trafford at the minute. All eyes glued on.
Work it in singles, watch the ball. Avoid getting hit on the pad. Scored about 10,000 of his 12,000 runs on the onside.
I'd say if they could play on the personal milestone, maybe hang it outside off stump with a packed offside field.
Can't agree with you more, Wardy. I think been another significant factor that Dean Elgar and the think tank for South Africa must consider. When do they say enough is enough with one plan? Is it as well? Well, thinking about it, what if that had gone through, but it's got another delivery to try and do.
What a moment for Ben Folkes. What an atmosphere to do it in.
The dressing room celebrates. Ben Folkes. Deserved. He's had a tough time. He's got COVID. He was left out as a result.
And the crowd in the temporary stand returned to the seats. Folkes has removed his helmet. A couple of deep breaths. Well, he's scored runs in this innings in very challenging conditions. He's earned the right to score a few when it's got marginally easier. He's been backed by his coach and his captain. He's delivered in the faith that they have shown.
He's been brilliant with the gloves all along. Batting in number 7 is never easy. Got to deal with the tail, the second new ball at times, and he's matched his glove work with this innings.
And that sees the end of Ollie Robinson, who's played nicely supporting Ben Foakes. In fact, he's done a bit more than that. He's made 17 good runs from 22 balls. England 8 down.
Pretty well bowled. A little slower, a little bit more flight, a little bit more revs on the ball dip. Bite, turn, easily pouched. Yeah. A much needed wicket for South Africa, but they'll be looking at that lead building. Ollie Robinson gone for 17. Greenman 5 for 8.
Well, 15 overs left in the day. 395 for 8, and England's lead is 2 for 4. Here comes Jack Leach. Well, Jimmy Anderson has